Richani of TSC, your home for sports and gaming updates, reviews, and everything in between. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. With the WWE 2K right around the corner, I thought it'd be a good time to look back at some WWE games history. On this week's episode, we're going to look back at WWE 13 from THQ, the final WWE game under the THQ banner before they transitioned to 2K Sports. This game was released October 30th, 2012, and it was on the PS3, Nintendo Wii, and Xbox 360, which is what we're featuring on today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this piece of WWE games history. And if you'd like to buy a copy of the game, just click our Amazon link in the description. Now in WWE 13, you could relive the Attitude Era with Attitude Era mode. And for younger fans that may not have experienced it, well, now's your chance to live it. Great attention to detail here. You could play as the rise of DX, Mankind's rise to the top, The Rock with the Corporation as a young heel, Undertaker, Kane, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and even get to participate in some pretty memorable angles. And the graphics, the attention to detail is excellent. Now here's one really cool thing I should mention about the Attitude Era, and I have no idea if this is totally the same for every segment that you simulate, but a lot of the commentary is very authentic. There was one match where I was playing as Ken Shamrock against The Rock, King of the Ring 98, and he had Triple H on commentary. There was another match where Stone Cold was on commentary with Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler, and I do recall them saying the exact same things that they said during that time. So that's one good thing, but it's also kind of a problem too, because say when they're using commentary from 1997, the audio quality isn't always clean, and sometimes it does get drowned out by the crowd noise. But hey, you know what? I'll take authenticism any day. Great character models, especially for historical purposes. You see the arena right there. Very realistic. Old school Raw's War, 1997. And the cool thing with the Attitude Era mode is the objective is not just to win matches. There's a lot more to it than that. You see, what you also have to do is complete the objectives. What is the objectives? Well, sometimes it can be winning a match. However, there's other times where you may have to hit a guy with a chair, distract a referee, or whatever you got to do. Throw Mankind off Hell in a Cell. And not only can you unlock historical objectives, and also complete those and unlock characters such as Old School Undertaker, Old School Mankind, new gear, new arenas, whatever, but sometimes it completes your objective altogether. And the gameplay, much like last year, has been improved, refined with Predator 2.0 technology. It ain't just button mashing, kids. You gotta really get a feel for the game. I mean, really, it's not just tapping A, tapping X, tapping whatever. You really gotta get a feel for things, just like Mankind's gotta get a feel for the steel chair that he's feeling at the hands of Shawn Michaels. And as you can see here, boom! They give Michaels a nice little move to do. Looks like Rob Van Dam's. Of course, they have the breaking point mode, which is getting some guy in a submission, and you gotta tap A a bunch of times in order to break out of it. When you're the guy locking in a submission, you have to press the buttons multiple times to get the guy to say, I quit, and tap out. Now, like I said, this ain't a button masher, so you definitely don't want to keep tapping and tapping and tapping and tapping and tapping when you're fighting a guy, because you will get fatigued like my Shawn Michaels character. I should have beaten this guy already. I was beating him with a chair, and it's taking way too long for me to get out of this move. But of course, luckily I do, because I am the Heartbreak Kid. Or was. Now, lose your manual at all? Don't have instructions? The start menu is your best friend. You check it out in the middle of the match, see all the moves you need to do, check out the abilities. When Shawn Michaels makes a comeback, his signature moves, as well as Mankind. And for younger fans, again, Mankind is that lovable best-selling author known as Mick Foley. And much like the other game last year, as you beat up a guy, raise your status, raise your adrenaline, you hit your finisher. Mankind here eating sweet chin music, cool camera angles, nice replay, good crowd models as well this year. And Michaels wins, Michaels wins, Michaels wins. That's right, Michaels wins. And for Xbox 360 standards for a professional wrestling game, the graphics are pretty damn good. And as an Attitude Era fan, I appreciate the fact they got the old school logo, albeit with the F taken out, to represent WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. And the mannerisms, man, pretty on point here. Shawn Michaels with a hard-fought victory. Back then, he was not a babyface, he was a heel. And as you can see there, Look at that. Copyright 1997. Boom. I even unlocked Mankind's brown attire. That's pretty awesome. Like I said, it's not about winning the matches, it's about completing the objectives. Now, if you're like Triple H right there and hit a guy with a steel chair when you're not supposed to, uh-oh. That's not only a DQ, that is objective failed. Now, if you want to go online, I gotta warn y'all. You gotta buy the game. You can't buy it used because it comes with a special promo code. Got a lot of DLC there. If you do use the 7-day free trial, you can't access community relations, which shows you all the user-created content, although you can check the top rankings. And Universe Mode. Universe Mode is back. It is fun. The one thing I love about it is customizable. So say I want a new world champion, okay? And I don't want it to be, say, Sheamus or whatever. I could go there. I could select Sheamus. I could say, sorry, fella. I could go through, don't want, nah, not Primo, not Mankind, not Justin Gabriel. What if I want my boy? And I pick my man, Wade Barrett. Bam. And just like that, he is the world's heavyweight champion. You would go through the cards, simulate matches, even play some matches. Here we go. The expected WrestleMania 29 main event, or one of them. Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. And with Universe Mode, while they lack a lot of dialogue, you do get a lot of storylines and angles right here, them brawling all over the place. And the nice thing with Universe Mode is, unlike Attitude Era Mode, you can play co-op. Or not really co-op, I should say, but two-player. So you guys can both participate in making some crazy moments, just like that. And yes, if you're fighting in a straight match, you will get DQ'd. Of course, there is Creator Wrestler. Woohoo! Changing the face. Changing the hair. We had a little fun. Maybe a little too much fun. Got some tattoos on the chest. Got him a nice little suit. Oh, little Christopher Daniels there. Gave him some abilities. Some lipstick. Nice hair, man. Woohoo! Look at that. Face paint. And yeah, that was our finished product. Don't ask. Now online, the one thing that I did see was that there was a bit of a loading time, and they did give us a patch to download, which did help, but also depends on who you're playing with and the connection. So you can play as user-created characters, like our friend J. George Estrella here, our Raw recapper. But as you can see right here, I am Brock Lesnar in an I Quit match with J. George, and I gave him the F5, and I'm making him say I quit. But on George's end, he beat me. So there's a little glitch in the online play where it somehow, some way, your opponent ends up becoming a CPU in the middle of it, which I'd imagine is something they will end up taking care of. Hey, I'm not complaining. I won the match. Overall, this is a pretty fun game. If you're a wrestling fan, I think you'll really love this game. If you're a casual gamer and maybe occasionally watch Monday Night Raw, I think you'll still have a good time too. Pros, character models are pretty realistic as far as the Attitude Era goes. The commentary, authentic. In general, the Attitude Era is just so authentic. I mean, the fact that they get the dates right and they show like the locations and they have the graphics that say like copyright 1997 and the arenas from the late 90s, freaking awesome. And the real voices. What I love is that the voiceovers are actually the authentic voiceovers from back in the day, which is pretty cool. I love the Creator Wrestler as usual. Universe Mode is pretty fun. You got a ton of match stipulations, including the return of the I Quit match. And online play, when you get it to work, is pretty fun because you do got a ton of user-generated content. So if you want to play as some of your favorite stars of the past that maybe aren't available in DLC, hey, go to Community Creations, bam, download them on your hard drive, and there you go. Cons, casual gamers might say, you know, the graphics aren't on par with Halo or Gears of War. Yeah, they're not, but for the only wrestling game in town, they're not bad. Of course, the big thing is the glitches online, the person you're playing against becoming a CPU magically somehow, and the long loading times definitely tend to hinder the gaming experience. Even when you're playing in regular mode, you know, not online, with Hell in a Cell or Elimination Chamber, I found some glitches where if you do like a superplex or something like that, it makes the sound that you're on top of the cage, so that's a little weird. I know some people have pointed out some other stuff to me too that I'm going to look into. But it is a little glitch happy, particularly in the online side of things. Overall though, I'd say the replay value is pretty high, meaning that, say 3 months, 6 months down the road, you got some friends, you're bored, you got the 360 on, or if you have a PS3 or Wii U on and you want to play this game, hell, pop it in. Always a fun time to play some WWE action. So overall, I give this a thumbs up. If you enjoyed that nice look back at WWE Games history, please like, share. Don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications for more WWE game updates.